This is one of the best Lego Harry Potter sets ever made, but it's not perfect. Let's take an in-depth look at Gringotts Wizarding Bank. Hello everyone, welcome to Second Brick to the Left. Gringotts Wizarding Bank was released in September 2023. It has an item number of 76417 and has 4,803 pieces. It depicts the impressive bank from Diagon Alley, complete with its underground vaults and cart track. In today's video, we'll look at the packaging and contents, the instructions, the details, the minifigures, the build experience, the price, and then I'll give my overall thoughts. Let's get to it. This is a huge set and it comes in a huge box. As this is an 18 plus set, it comes in a black box, which I think works nicely with the underground section of the bank in particular. On the back, we get the rear view, and we've got some scenes highlighted, as well as how this could look displayed with Diagon Alley. Let's open it up. There are 41 bags numbered 1 through 31, and an unnumbered bag containing the track and wheels. Plus there's a plate, as well as 2 envelopes that each contain 2 instruction manuals, for a total of 4. There are also 3 sheets of stickers. This set does come with a QR code, so you can earn your insider points. I'd be shocked if this set didn't. Each of the 4 booklets have the same image of Gringotts on the front, but are numbered in the bottom right. Although this set doesn't feature their group build icon, theoretically 2 people could build this at once, with one person taking books 1 and 2 to build the underground section, and the other person taking books 3 and 4 to build the above ground section. However, books 3 and 4 are larger than books 1 and 2. Inside the first booklet, we do get some information pages about Gringotts, about the design of the model, and some information about the designers and how it works with Diagon Alley. I do like the design of these pages. I'm a big fan of decorative corners. At the front of each booklet, it'll tell you how many bags the booklet covers and what it is that you're building. Sprinkled throughout the pages are little extra pieces of information about the design or fun facts. At the end of book 4, there is guidance for how to hold the model, so no walking around with the bank on top of the vault section. Plus there's a page showing how to correctly mount the bank on top of the vault. The instructions themselves are clear to follow. As far as 18 plus sets go, I don't think there was anything overly complex that was difficult to understand. Although there is a bit of weirdness on page 150 of book 2. 4 wheels, times 1, and you place 2. The wheels come in a bag of 4 pieces and you place 2 of them. It's a bit odd the way they've done that in the book. There are a lot of details in this set, so we'll start with the underground vault section, then move on to the above ground section. Okay, so let's address the spider in the room, because those are totally my favourite animal. In bag 1, you'll place a spider hidden in the base with a brush. The instructions give us this cryptic message. What's this spider doing brushing its fangs? Maybe you'll find out later in the build. At the time, I was like, nope, I don't want to know. This is a reference to fang brushes sold at the Magical Menagerie. Okay, I don't hate that, I'll allow it. Although, how big do their fangs need to be to warrant a shop selling brushes for people to buy? Maybe I do hate that. The Thief's Downfall is awesome and fits nicely into the set. The colour looks a little out of place given the colour palette of the set and how it looks in the movies, but it's on brand for Lego Water, so I'm not mad about it. Plus, the bright colour does give it the attention it deserves. There are 3 vaults in this set. Let's take a closer look at each one. Starting at the bottom, we have Bellatrix Lestrange's vault. This is my favourite of the vaults. Oh, look, a cup. I think I'll have that. Oh no, it's the doubling charm. I love that. There are 16 of these cups inside, 8 gold, 8 silver, and you can replace them through this little diamond-shaped hole. The next vault up is 713. It's the vault containing the Philosopher's Stone. And the vault at the top is 687. It's the Potter Vault, and it's full up with galleons. To get to the vaults, your minifigures are obviously going to use the cart and track system. This is awesome. In the instructions, LEGO gives us a bit of an explanation about why they've chosen this particular design of cart, marrying together the cart from the Philosopher's Stone and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. There are 2 brakes at the first 2 vaults, which are operated by small levers. They stop the cart right at the vault, which looks really good. I really like the stalactites and stalagmites that are dotted around to give it that cave feeling. The base is better viewed from some angles than from others. For example, this angle shows a lot of rock details, but turn it around to the Thief's Downfall and we get a lot of backs of plates. For the price of the set, I would have expected a better finish, especially around the Thief's Downfall. There's a chain and feeding schedule for the dragon, although with that skull, what were they feeding it? Speaking of the dragon, it's very cool. If you've built some of the other LEGO Harry Potter dragons, or even some of the other dragon-like creatures in LEGO, there's nothing too different about this dragon, although it does have some additional chain details. The wings are fabric and are actually softer than I expected. The printing on the dragon's head is fantastic. The posability of the dragon is really good, and the ability to fold in the wings is a nice touch too. My one problem with the dragon is that it's quite top heavy. It doesn't like to stand up very well by itself unless you find the right position. Moving on to the above ground section of Gringotts. The front of Gringotts is stunning. The multiple balconies really give a sense of height, followed by the impressive domed roof. The slanted pillars have been recreated in LEGO really well. They are one of my favourite parts of this set. They're so iconically Gringotts. We'll talk about that sticker in a little while. The panelled walls are fantastic too. There are some really clever shapes at the corners. The small roofs above the doors look great, and the small lamps are simple but effective. The inside of Gringotts is a very modest version of the huge bank we're used to seeing on screen. Instead of the long row of desks, there are just 2 each side. Would I have loved a bigger version? Probably yes, but as I don't have all the money in the world nor all of the shelf space, I can be happy with this. The desks inside are a good representation of how they looked in the movies, and there's even the huge desk at the end. The small round lamps look great, and the windows, although stickers, look rather good. The tiled floor is a simple representation of that from the movies, but I really like it. The marble pillars include a new printed piece. While I appreciate the attempt, I don't think LEGO have quite nailed it. It looks more like damage than marble, especially as the printed pillars are mixed with unprinted ones. The chandelier is a really good representation of how it should look. That shape is very well done. I think LEGO have tried to give the illusion of light from the chandelier with the placement of the window directly in front of it, but there's an argument to be had that a light brick would have been a welcome addition. The inside is quite dark, and although the roof can lift off, it is a lot of space to illuminate. I do like the roof. There is the glass skylight, which the dragon has already crashed through, leaving shattered glass on the roof and on the floor of Gringotts. The domed roof can also lift off to reveal some blackboards. There is a cryptic clue, but thanks to several users on Reddit, the Roman numerals seem to relate to past LEGO sets, including some of the Diagon Alley and Old Gringotts sets. There's also some debate about one of the numbers potentially being a mistake, reading 70417 instead of 76417, which is this set. On the mezzanine floor, there is a safe that contains the letter Hagrid delivers from Dumbledore about the Philosopher's Stone. LEGO history continues here, as the portrait depicts Griphook from the 2002 LEGO Gringotts bank set. Before even buying the set, you can see a huge issue with the Gringotts sign. There's a huge gap between the two T's. So I did cut my stickers down. Here's the result. I think I could have gotten away with cutting a bit more off. But still, I think it looks better than the box. There are a lot of stickers in this set, but they add to the details of the set instead of the set wholly relying upon them. The detail of this set is really in how the pieces come together, but the stickers just add the little embellishments on top. For example, the vault doors and numbers, the signs on the magical menagerie, and the windows in Gringotts. If you took away the stickers, the set would still function and look awesome. The magical menagerie is a nice addition to this set. You can access the rooms by pulling the backs off. There's a hidden chocolate frog in the base. There are two owls. The brown one we've seen many times, including Diagon Alley, and the rarer sand blue in-flight owl, which was introduced in 2022's Hogwarts Hospital Wing. There's a pygmy puff. This particular piece has only been seen in Diagon Alley Weasley Wizard Wheezes so far, so I was excited to find that here. Throughout the set, you'll find the new printed galleon piece. I counted around 20 of these. There are also some extras in some of the bags. I might sprinkle these around Diagon Alley. You'll also get 3 larger galleons to add to your wizarding collection. Outside Gringotts, there are plenty of studs to enable the placement of minifigures without looking boring, and the cobbles match the Diagon Alley set. There are just so many details in this set, and I've not included all of them. Let me know your favourite details in the comments. There are 13 minifigures in this set. Let's take a look at each one in order of appearance, although similar minifigures like the guards are grouped together. We get a new Harry Potter minifigure outfit for this set, which is the one from the Deathly Hallows when the Golden Trio visit Gringotts. One detail here I love is that Harry is given a black wand instead of his usual brown one. By the time of the Gringotts break-in, his original wand has been destroyed and he's using Draco's wand. Griphook makes his first modern appearance in a set beyond advent calendars and collectible minifigure series. He's got a slightly updated outfit from the advent calendar, but he still comes with the sword of Gryffindor. Although this isn't the first time seeing the sword of Gryffindor in a set, it's not a particularly common piece. I do think it looks beautiful with its transparent red jewel embellishments. Next we've got Hermione and Ron in disguise. Both of these minifigures come with double-sided faces and alternative hairpieces. When in disguise, Hermione is the spitting image of Bellatrix Lestrange, and Ron is Dragomir Despard. But just as if they've passed through the Thief's downfall, they become Hermione and Ron with a turn of their head and change of hair. I really love this change, and it's not the first time we've seen this type of effect used in LEGO Harry Potter, particularly when Polyjuice Potion is involved. The printing on Bellatrix's outfit is stunning, and there's printing on the torso and dress, both on the front and back. Ron's outfit also has printing on the legs and on the front and back of the torso. Hermione has her Mary Poppins-like bag, which is so far exclusive to this set. There are two generic goblin bankers wearing pinstripe waistcoats, a grey-haired one and a redhead. They both have different faces that are dual-sided. Hagrid is a repeat from Diagon Alley, but I don't hate seeing Hagrid in a set, especially with his pink wand-like umbrella. Our second Harry is wearing the same outfit from the Diagon Alley set, but uses the Harry head from the Hogwarts Express and Hogsmeade Station set. He's also given an accessory of a galleon. The super smiley face makes sense. There are two wizard guards with uniforms that are so far unique to this set and look really authentic. Rick Burt, Gringotts' chief bank teller, makes his minifigure debut. He looks really smart. There's a single Death Eater. We do not see Death Eaters often in LEGO, but with how good this one is, we should. The head comes with dual-sided silver printing, so you can pick your favourite design. And there's printing on the torso and legs. This is one of my favourite minifigures in the set. The final minifigure is Bogrod in his very snazzy grey pinstripe suit. Maybe I'll keep him away from the dragon. This is a really strong set of minifigures. There are plenty of new or updated characters, so even if you've been collecting LEGO Harry Potter for years, there are new minifigures to add to your collection. They all fit really well into the set too, and you can recreate numerous scenes with the setting and characters. I could be picky about the lack of leg printing on most of the minifigures, but I don't necessarily think those characters need it. The standout characters for me are Hermione in the Bellatrix disguise and the Death Eater, plus I love the wide range of goblins. If you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button as it really helps out my channel. I'm also trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, so if you're a frequent viewer but aren't subscribed, I'd really appreciate your subscription. It's one of the few things in our current world that's free these days. So take all the free things you can get, and in exchange you get to hear me prattle on about LEGO. That's almost as good value as a Tesco meal deal. This is one of the best building experiences I've had in a long time. It is very different and very interesting. As you'd expect, you'll start off by building out the underground vaults. This is made of two halves, which are then slotted together and held in place by Technic pieces. The base is sturdy. You can see the thickness of the pieces here when looking down on it, and it doesn't feel like it will fall down with an entire bank placed on top of it. We have got to talk about Bellatrix's vault. The building of this begins in bag 1 and is added to in bag 2 before the entrance is added in bag 4, and the door and doubling cups added in bag 10. The finished effect looks great. The track isn't doing anything super special, but there are some nice breaks at various vaults which line up very nicely. The cart hooks nicely onto the tracks, so you don't have to worry about it flying off the tracks as it goes down. The start of building Gringotts was my least favourite part of the build. Let me know if you feel this way. But when I see instructions for building a base plate, I get really excited about it. But when I actually build on base plates, I remember I don't actually like it that much. There seems to be a lot of stud counting and double checking everything is placed in the right spot. So the first half of building the base plate was a bit painful, but I have to say, the second half with the tiled floor was actually pretty fun building out the pattern. The angles of Gringotts walls are formed with hinge pieces. I did enjoy building out these wall foundations. The walls of Gringotts use a lot of snot pieces, which are covered in white flat pieces. There are dozens and dozens of these. Luckily, they are dotted throughout the build, but there were certainly some repeating patterns. The slanted pillars are created with clips and round 1x1 pieces with bars, and held in place by gaps in the supported floor above. So simple, but it works so well. One thing I really enjoyed about this build is that it was constantly switching up what was being built and set up pieces which would be added to from bags much later on. One moment you might be adding white flat pieces to the walls, then you'll be adding walls to the magical menagerie, then it's on to supports for the mezzanine floor. There were many times you'd add clip pieces or leave gaps for pieces to be added to much later in the build. This kept things fun and interesting. If some of the steps, like adding the white flat pieces to the walls, were done all at once, it would have felt more boring, so I appreciated the build jumping around to different bits. This is not a cheap set. In the UK, this costs £369.99. In the US, it's $429.99, and in parts of Europe, it's €429.99. I fully went into this set expecting to hate on the price, but I don't think I can. You do get a lot for the price, so I think it is worth it. It is expensive though. I can see an argument for selling the two parts separately, especially if you have Diagon Alley and just want Gringotts to go with that. You may not need the vaults or want to spend extra money on them. Plus, maybe, I think I would have liked to have seen a few more printed parts for the price. Gringotts sign, I'm looking at you. I'm really happy with this set. I think the design is amazing, the build is really fun, and the final result is fantastic. Is it perfect? Not quite, but there are things you can do to get closer, like cutting the sticker. I do think this is a great addition to Diagon Alley. I'm not sure how I'm going to display this yet. My Diagon Alley is currently sat across the tops of several IKEA blue bookcases, but Gringotts is too tall to join it. If I find a way that looks good, I'll share it in a community post or something. I did purchase this on release day, so I have the vault gift with purchase. Since this video is long enough, I'll review that in a future video. Well, that brings us to the end. Let me know your thoughts about Gringotts Wizarding Bank in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more LEGO set news, reviews and tips. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye!